Hi there, it's Saturday and we are looking in on Teeny, and I thought I'd just shoot a quick video because I know I'm interested in what the toilet paper roll is doing, and in case you're interested too. And this is the one that is getting closer and closer to what I consider ready for harvest. I can actually see right now that the castings are starting to build up. There's a lot of moisture in here. I put manure in here. The worms, the worms are getting fatter and fatter because they're feeding on a mixture of horse and cow manure as well as the old bedding. But on the teeny side, I actually put food and not just manure, which is both food and bedding. And so I wonder if the worms are over there or if they're all over here where the manure is. And remember, there's multiple levels here, so it's not like they don't have other options to go as well. So here's some of the sticks and whatnot. Maybe I'll put them on the brown paper so I don't mix them totally into the bedding. That's like, I kind of do that when I'm in the bin. I tend to throw the sticks all to one side. I got that idea from Anne over at Plant Obsessed. And that way, every time I'm in a bin, I'm not dealing with the same sticks and, other large pieces of avocado shell and everything. I tend to throw it all to one end, and then I can deal with it when I'm in that end, and I don't have to deal with it all throughout the bin. But that does mean I have to find it. And this is the bit of a lobster claw. And, we've put a lot of crab and lobster shells in these bins over the past year, and we see precious little of it actually in the grand scheme of things. So it must be disappearing. So a bit windy today. You can hear the wind. There's a peach pit. Also, okay, so I'll just move this over a little bit so I can dig down gently and see if the worms are at the food or they're all like that chubby one we found in the manure. So I think at this end we had some remnants of corn cobs down deep, as well as, like I said, some of the larger pieces of things. I do see worms. So I kind of fed on top of these larger pieces in the hopes that the worms would eat them up. And I can see that's a piece of manure. What do they call that? A road nugget or whatever. That's definitely a chunk of manure. But there are worms in here, and there are that's a juvenile worm in here. There's a little juvenile right on my finger there. So they are here. They are at this end. There's the corn cobs that I was talking about. Don't know what this white stringy thing is. If it's cotton, it will break. If it's elastic, it will stretch. It feels like cotton string and it breaks. So that's cotton string. So there's some remnants of a corn cob, and there's a worm on it, probably coming out of the middle. All right, so there's a remnant of, gosh, I don't know what that is. But this, like I said, this is the end that I tend to throw the larger pieces. There's what's left over from a dried up banana peel. No, I try to blend my banana peels because then you don't get those, things that stick around forever. Makes them... Oh, and look at this. This is a mussel shell that has closed up. Now, I know it was empty going in here. Well, I'm thinking it was empty going in here, and my fingers, I can't open this up. I get seafood from our Thai food restaurant, takeout, and I get one, a seafood dish that has mussels in it. Well, I can't open that at all. So either it closed up, or maybe it was one of those duds that you get sometimes in a seafood meal that didn't open. So That's probably more like, because it definitely wasn't alive. So if there is something in there, that means there is a mussel in there. I'm not seeing a lot of worms here. So there's a few hanging out. Let's see if they're on the toilet paper roll, because I know I doused it in some of that food and it was falling apart into pieces last time. Oh, I think that chunk I found earlier is toilet paper roll. So there's the worms. They're still in the toilet paper. They're still in here. I'm finding lots of them, including smaller ones. So the whole family is there, the big ones and the smaller ones. So they are definitely loving the food juices that I doused in on this toilet paper roll. It's not like they like toilet paper, it's just the carrier for the microbes. There's the little babies. And it definitely holds moisture. I mean, look, just think of what it's designed to do in life, right? Absorbent. So it is definitely holding its moisture. It's heavy, heavy. Like this is heavier than a piece of corrugated cardboard would be, of about the same size. Definitely heavier than cardboard. So it has really soaked up those juices. And what I've been watering on it is, when I feed these worm containers, if I have juices in the bottom of the container, I've been dousing it on this toilet paper. You can see the worms are attacking it at the edges and not in the middle yet, but definitely at the edges, the margins. When this toilet paper roll was first put in here, the worms not only occupied down the center, which is an obvious one, but they also got into these, got into the layers of it. And I think they were able to do that because the toilet paper was still modestly dry and the worms could wiggle their way in there. Now the toilet paper is wet, and not dripping wet, but it's a lot moister, very heavy. And the layers have more cemented together. So the worms are at the edges, but they are not in the middle layers anymore, which means, like office paper that clumps together sometimes in a worm bin, I think the worms are going to have to work their way from the outside edges in. But they are definitely doing that. And this is the last piece of toilet paper here. So that's what it looks like. This was white toilet paper that was rolling around the bottom of our van that we use when we go camping and whatnot. But yeah, so there's our toilet paper in teeny. So what I'll do is I'll just clean out the castings from this corner and I'll throw those into the bin, because obviously the worms have been making castings as they go in and out of this toilet paper. And then I will put the toilet paper and these corn cobs, the other big chunks of matter, back on this edge, and then I will assess whether the bin itself needs feeding. Like I said, manure is both bedding and food, so I am not worried about feeding these worms. I did bring food out today because there are bins other than teeny here that are further along and not as far along, and may need food. But teeny itself has kind of turned that corner. It's getting to the point that I can see myself doing a partial harvest on it in I'm actually going to gauge it more by when we need castings for the garden. We still have quite a stockpile of castings, and then I'll do a partial harvest. So I'm just putting the bigger chunks down here. There's that bit of toilet paper. I think I had one more piece of corn cob in here somewhere, and I can't find it. It's in here somewhere. Anyway, these bigger chunks, that's a banana stem, bits of stick, egg carton, sticks. I'll put them on this edge here. There's a bit more of the toilet paper. And we'll finish it up for Teeny this week. And then I'll just do the rest of the systems today, and we'll leave the worms to either munch away on the rest of that toilet paper or find their way over on the manure side and enjoy that. All right, everyone, that's Teeny's check-in. It's Saturday the, what is it, Landon, the 19th? Saturday the 19th of March, 2022. Bye, everyone.